Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content.
Hey. This is HQ in the house. And today we had the subject of socialism, which seems to be a big issue with a lot of people, right? Socialism. I don't know why that's such a big deal, right? But we don't have socialism, or we don't have a big portion of socialism here in the United States. We just don't, right? A lot of our stuff is social programs. I get all that. And people have an issue with being in a social or close to a social safety net atmosphere. People get upset, be fighting. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So, but this affects all of us. It does. And we're talking about Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, school lunches, unemployment insurance, and housing, Section 8, all them kind of things. Okay, this is just not paperwork. This is what we do. This is how we live. Okay, this is lives for millions of people. Millions of people have these services, and they keep our community strong. And when you undermine that, you get rid of that, then there's a problem. I've heard for years and years that the Republicans want to privatize our social programs. Okay. People want to cut back on these programs, and I want to explain why that's a dangerous thing. Why that's a very, very dangerous thing for us to cut away and get rid of our social program. Now, for example, people say social programs. What social programs? Most of us know what social programs are. Medicaid, Medicare, fire departments, police departments, all of those things. Social program. Okay? And it's built on the idea that the resources and wealth of a society should be owned, controlled, and regulated. So it helps everyone. It helps the community as a whole, usually through the government. And I don't understand why people are upset when you say control these services through the government, rather than them being left entirely in the privatized hands. Okay? It's a dangerous thing. Okay? To leave that up to private citizens. Okay? Social programs are not new. Okay? They didn't come out of a vacuum. They were created because people were struggling. And the country realized it couldn't thrive if it left so many people behind, which is what I keep saying. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Okay, take the Great Depression, for example. Millions upon millions of Americans were out of work. Families were hungry. Kids were going without school lunches, programs. I have a cold. I always get a cold when the weather changes. Sorry. Programs like Social Security, unemployment, public health care programs were put in place to make sure people had a safety net. The idea was simple. If society protects its most vulnerable population, we end up stronger, which is what I say, which is what I really believe. Social programs, they benefit everybody. A lot of people think social programs only help the people who get the benefits. But that's not the full picture of everything. When kids have access to school lunches or Head Start programs, they grow up happier, healthier, stronger, smarter, more educated. When families have health care, they can get they can get treated before small illnesses become big illnesses. They can see the doctor before they get extremely ill. Even workers who never do rely on these social programs, right, benefit from a stabilized community, economy, keep communities safe, prevent larger crises from happening. These programs benefit everybody, not just the people who get the benefits. If everybody is sick, other people get sick. Other people don't, healthcare, it becomes more expensive. So I know a lot of people see these programs as handouts. Those damn Democrats hand out everything. They give away every damn thing. Or it's like, oh, they're a permanent victim, or they feeding off my dime, my dollar bill. These programs are like investments. Investments in healthcare, education, opportunities, social stability. They save money in the long run. That's the whole point of them doing that. They prevent bigger and better and worse problems down the line. And they also give people a chance to fully cooperate or invest in a society. If they're healthier, happier, and they don't have to worry about food, shelter, they don't have to worry about those kind of things. Without these safety programs, people would fall by the wayside, and the gap between rich and poor would become even bigger, making life even more harder. Okay. But people want to privatize these things. Privatize them? When the government, just like this, the Republican, my understanding is the Republicans want to privatize this shit. When the government talks about cutting or privatizing these programs, the consequences are astronomical or huge. Healthcare for the elderly, disabled, low-income families is not something that should ever be turned into a business where profits matter more than people. Privatization means less access. If I don't have the money, I can't access it. Poor people, elderly people, handicapped people, all these people, the most vulnerable, will be shut out. Okay? It weakens the social and economic stability that we all rely on in this country. Think about Social Security. It keeps seniors out of poverty, or it helps to keep seniors out of poverty. It helps them pay rent, their medicine, food, be independent. Medicaid and Medicare mean parents don't have to choose between paying medicine or rent. That's why it was so detrimental when the big beautiful bill cut those programs, because that means people are going to die. Housing assistance keeps family off the street and kids in school. Programs like SNAP, WIC, Section 8 school lunches prevent hunger and make sure kids grow up healthy and happier and ready to study, to learn. These aren't abstract things. When people say, I'd rather you get off my dime, me paying for these free lunches, these poor people getting all this free shit. When these programs are cut, the ripple effects are huge, hitting everybody from students all the way down to seniors. And I always hear people say, these are charity cases. They on my dime. I'm paying for it, blah, blah, blah. They're insurance for the country itself. They make sure that when people fall on hard times, they don't fall so far that the whole community gets dragged down with them. When the government removes health care from the elderly or disabled, or cuts other social programs like they did in the big beautiful bill, It's not just something that comes out of the budget. It's a human toll. That's why we keep saying them cutting the Medicaid and Medicare, that means people are going to die. Rural hospitals are going to close. Eventually, it's going to hit neighborhoods, cities, states, specifically Republican states. Specifically, Republican states are going to get hit the hardest. These programs protect the most vulnerable, which are the ones that are in the rural Republican states. Wyoming, Tennessee, Kentucky, all of those, Kentucky. Another thing people don't realize is social programs stimulate the economy. When people have money for food, healthcare, housing, they spend it in the community. This keeps local businesses running, workers employed. Public education creates future smart people, college graduates, people that will build the country or make the community better. Social programs also reduce crime and homelessness and all those kind of things. You just have to look at the long-term effects of social programs. So when people say, y'all just want handouts, you Democrats only want to give people handouts. No, we want to make sure that we got our most vulnerable coming along with us, not just going along with getting sucked into a hole and they can't get out of it. So social programs is more about checks, healthcare. It's more than that. It's more than just lines on the chalkboard. They found it very easy to cut Medicaid, Medicare, Section 8, food stamp. They found it very easy to cut the social safety net out from our most vulnerable. You need to ask yourself, why did you feel the need to cut people off of food stamp? Why did you feel like it was taking money out of your pocket? If you helped keep the social safety net going. That's a part of the contract, y'all know. That's a part of the safety. That's a part of the social contract that you have in this country. That we try to move our country forward. Okay. These programs lift people up when they need it the most, making communities stable, prosperous for everybody. Cutting or trying to privatize those things doesn't save money. It costs us in health and opportunity and education and stability long term. These programs help our country move forward, and everybody has a chance to move forward when we use these programs. We want to protect these programs. And so I heard people say, well, socialism is a political and economic system built on the idea that the resources and wealth of the society should be owned, controlled, or doled out, regulated by the community as a whole under the leadership of government, rather than being left in the privatization or private hands. Okay. And we are a mix of socialism and capitalism. We are a mix because we have a lot of programs that are socialism. A lot of programs that are socialism. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is what you all know from birth. Most of us have only known this kind of system. I don't think we're going into a socialist system anyway. A total social system would be Russia. But most countries are a mix of socialism. We're not pure capitalists. It's not a pure capitalist country. We have socialist things. We have, we have a mixture of social and private capitalism. We have private businesses, competition, profits. That's the part of the capitalism that we have. The social part is the Medicare, Medicaid, public schools, fire departments, police departments, infrastructure. Those things are public programs. We have a mixture of all of those, of socialism and capitalism. I don't know why these people get on here talking about, I'm a capitalist. Then motherfucker, go to a country that's all capitalism. See how well you do. But here we have a mixture of capitalism and socialism. Okay? It's called a mixed economy. Okay? Private businesses run most of the economy. Fine. But programs like Medicare, Medicaid, unemployment, police place, food stamps, public schools, fire departments are designed to protect citizens from falling through those cracks. Okay? It reflects our belief in individualism as well as a collective responsibility through social programs. So when you shift that and you take that away, you shift the government and you cut off people from Medicaid and Medicare, the big beautiful bill, I'd like to say, you fuck people up. Social Security today is guaranteed. No matter how the stock market is doing, retirees get a check. If you privatize that, you get rid of that, get everybody off Social Security like they're trying to do, cut everybody off Social Security. People's retirement money would depend on investments in the stock market. And if it crashes, if the stock market crashes like 2008, like Trump did with the tariffs, crashing the economy, you'll wipe out decades of money and savings and leave seniors without money. Which you did this time, where he partially did this time. That's the whole point of not making Social Security private. That's wild. And then it's higher cost to seniors. Medicare is a government-run program, which means it negotiates prices and keeps administrative costs low. But if you privatize that, private insurance companies can charge whatever the fuck they want. The ones who are at least able to absorb that cost would be the elderly and the handicapped, and they would lose. I'm not giving you no insurance. You got diabetes. I ain't giving you no insurance. They got a right to say that. Some of y'all don't even be thinking when y'all be talking about privatizing shit, cutting people off Medicaid, Medicare. Social Security and Medicare are universal programs. Everyone pays into it. Everybody pays into it. But everybody also benefits. Privatizing it favors the wealthy because they can afford to invest more money and take bigger risks, right? Middle class people and low income workers would lose the stability these programs provide, depending on inequality. What if you don't have enough money to invest in these programs? What do you do when it's time your time to meet to retire? If you don't make enough money to do X, Y, and Z, you just be out on the street. Social Security payments are steady money flowing into the economy every month. Retirees use it to pay rent, bills, get their medicine. If that safety net disappears or it shrinks because it's private, consumer spending is lost, is drowned out, which can slow the economy down. Medicare cuts would also mean hospitals and doctors might lose reliable payment, hurting healthcare access across communities, which means doctors wouldn't be doctors no more. Shit, I ain't getting paid. I ain't getting no money. The government ain't paying me no money. Shit, insurance is private. These motherfuckers ain't paying. I ain't gonna be no doctor no more. People would be outright quitting, not wanting to be a fucking doctor if people couldn't pay. And then you would lose services. Private companies are motivated by profit, not by guaranteeing care or stability of any human being. That means they might deny you coverage. Shit, you got a pre-existing coverage? Hell no, I ain't covering you. Oh, you want me to cover you? Okay, that's $1,000 a month. Social Security and Medicaid were created as guarantees. If you work hard and pay in, you'll be taken care of in retirement or if you become disabled. That's the whole promise of the Social Security, disability, and all that. Privatization undermines that. turning a guaranteed benefit into a risky investment or an expensive private plan, which they can't afford at the end of life. Okay. In short, privatizing Medicaid and Social Security, like the Republicans want to do, would expose a lot of Americans to market risk, raise costs, seniors and disabled, thrown off healthcare, homeless, inequality, and it would weaken the economy. These programs work precisely because they are public and universal and stable. So, my thing is this. Why would we even worry about it being a social program? Why do they want to privatize this Medicaid and Medicare? Here's my question. What? Nobody answered this either. The other day, the big beautiful bill. What was in that big beautiful bill that helped anybody that make under $200,000? What was in that beautiful bill that made you all say, hey, shit, that bill worked for me? I mean, I specifically want to hear from the Republicans who voted for Donald Trump when he said he was going to cut Medicaid and Medicare. I never would have voted for him because he's cutting my main thing. See, this is what I want people to do. I want people to find out what's important to them. What's important to you? What's important to you is what's 2 or 3 things that are important to you? Is AB important to you? Are you a man? Is AB important to you? Is Medicaid, Medicare, getting them poor bum Keishas off Medicaid, getting them poor folks off the social net safety net, is that important to you? Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what was important. What was the benefit for people who said, hey, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he's going to pass that big, beautiful bill. Because I ain't got one person that put anything in the social sector. Black America, you really need to have some conversations with yourself. If every time I have a conversation with you, you're talking about gay folks. Why is gay folks and gay stuff running across your brain every 5 minutes? You really need to discuss that. Figure that out. Because gay people don't touch your life one way or the other. So why is that the first thing you mention every time you got a conversation going? What the hell is going on? So these are the conversations that we want to have. What's going on? Gay people gonna get the bit. Gay people are Americans just like everybody else. What do you mean? You act like you want somebody to come snuff the gay people out. You want the gay people to disappear off the planet. Just disappear. Somebody give them all dirt naps. Gay people need to have dirt naps, according to Black America. Like he want all gay people to disappear. Like y'all need to be expired. What the hell is going on with you? What? That's how you sound. That's what you sounding like. You want all gay people and trans people to just die. If that ain't some hateful shit, boy, if that ain't no hateful shit. So, but still, I still ain't had nobody put in the chat, what did that big, beautiful bill do for them? We don't want to hear the bullshit about no taxes on tips, you motherfuckers that ain't a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, okay? It's some bullshit to get goofies on his side. It's not a thing, okay? That's not a thing. So I'm asking, what's in there? Oh, I have the, wait a minute, hold on. I forgot. I mean, I want somebody to come explain. I want somebody to have a conversation about the social safety net programs. What about the social safety net programs? Why is it that we always talk about the Democrats is talking about giving stuff away, free shit. No, that's the free shit. All of that shit. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if I got a list of what the hell is the social program, the social safety net programs. Because people, yeah, what's the social safety net program? What's all these free programs people always talking about? The programs that people are always upset about. Let me see. What are they? Let me get a list. Hold on. Oh, okay. We got Medicare, Medicaid, WIC, the veterans benefits, Social Security, food stamps, unemployment, WIC, free education K through 12. That's free at public schools. It's free public schools. People want to get rid of free public schools. That's social program. Head Start. That's a social program. Federal student aid, Pell Grants, subsidized loans. That's a social program. Section 8, social program. Line heat, social program. Free lunch program, free lunch, social program. Food pantries, social programs. Minimum wage laws, social programs. Workers' compensation, social program. Post office, transportation for seniors, fire department, police department, disaster relief funded by the government, social program. All these are social programs. But yet we got people calling for the end of social Oh, you a Democrat, you like all that free shit. No, we want the stuff that we normally get. We want the private, we want those things. Social safety net things. So people don't fall by the wayside. All those programs, that I believe in all of those programs. Because we only as weak as we only as strong as our weakest link. Okay. I just don't understand why people worried about free lunch. Okay. I don't understand what's wrong with no, it don't. It ain't that taxes on tips ain't that don't mean jack shit, dude. That tax on tips, that don't mean jack shit. Cause we ain't seen shit change in our taxes and tips. Yo, somebody explain to me when the fuck your taxes and tips change. When does it change? I ain't seen nobody say nothing about their paycheck changed. Anybody paycheck changed since the bill been put into play? When the hell your bill change? Your paycheck change? Ain't no damn bill change. It don't. It just get people riled up for some bullshit. It don't mean nothing in the long range of things. It's something to do with taxes. Has nothing to do with your paycheck tomorrow. The paycheck you get on Friday. It didn't help not one bit. Okay. Groceries, everything is going up. Everything is more expensive. Everything. And all of this is because of the tariffs that were put into place. It just is what it is. So I was trying to figure out, well, how am I better? Am I better off since this bill was signed? No, nobody's better off. Food and gas and all that other shit has been going up. Well, gas is probably the same, but food and all that other shit has been going up. No, chef, Biden ain't the president, child. You got to catch up, Chef Chevy TV. You got to catch up, huh? It has nothing to do with Biden. Everything has been going up since the beginning of the year. Please, come on, do some reading, okay? So when they said social safety net, I was like, oh, heck, see, no. Okay. Yes. That bill is a disaster. That bill is a disaster. Okay. What hobby do you propose we need to get, Will? You talking to me or you talking to somebody in chat? Because I got plenty of hobbies. I got plenty of hobbies. I don't know who you're talking about. Hey, first name, Honk, William, Chevy, T-Healers, and Type Pro. Yes. I'm just asking about this big, beautiful bill. I want somebody to call me and tell me. There's a phone on his line right there. Call me and tell me why you thought the big, beautiful bill would give any poor person under 200,000, give anybody a big 200,000 any leg up, because I haven't seen it. I'm looking for it. Jeremy, hey, Jeremy, he said, not you. He was like, shit, I don't want to stop on this girl channel. Let me get the hell on. Hey, Jeremy. So I'm saying, how do we make it? We gotta somehow, us people who make under 200,000, we gotta turn the tables on these rich motherfuckers. I don't know how we gotta turn the table on these rich motherfuckers, but we gotta turn the table. But it's not helpful. Ignorance is blissful. William, you ain't addressing nobody. Who are you talking to, William? I don't know who you talk. You can't be talking to me, because I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. So come on, we want to do brainstorming in here. We want to find out, how do we turn the tables on these rich men? Is there any way we can turn the tables on these people? Okay, what can we do? Yeah, they rolling in. They be rolling and saying some wild shit and then rolling right back out. Hello, Muslim maid. Hello. So two white men, two faces on the same coin. Politics isn't the way, regardless who it is. Super predators. One hand wash both, the other wash the hands. But HQ, one thing we got to do is stop raccoons from demonizing. Raccoons, are you wild? But it is what it is. It'll burn itself off. They told us what they were going to do before he got in. They laid out the Project 2020. Yeah, they did tell us the 2025. They did. But people really didn't read it. People just were in their fifis. You had people who didn't want to vote for the Democratic person because she was a woman, because she was black, because they felt like they weren't being represented, the white males, so the white males went the other way. Okay. That's a problem, Duffy. We got weak Democrats. Our Democrats are weak. We don't know. I'm looking for some more leadership. I'm looking for something else. Okay? I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for us to somehow, we need to do something. Because I don't know about y'all, but this shit ain't working for me. This day-to-day grind, I just go, you just go to work and then you come home, pay bills, and then your ass still broke. Yes. This is horrible. We have so much money in this country. If we stop giving money away, maybe we can fund some of these programs and we can help other people in our country. Country first to me means America first to me means stop giving away money overseas. Stop giving away money overseas. Use that money to help our people here. You all hit the like button, please and thank you. Hit the like button coming in and out, please and thank you. Hit the like or the hate, whichever one you want to do, but hit one of them. I appreciate it. I appreciate you subbing, liking, sharing, all those beautiful things. We want to have some solutions. Sometimes we get into debate, sometimes we don't. Somebody call up and give me an idea. Give us an idea. What can we do? Okay? Money don't grow on trees. Of course, money don't grow on trees. But the whole point is, we got a lot of money that leaves the United States. We got a lot of money that leaves the United States. How do we make these people stop giving our money away? And then instead of giving our money away, use our money to make our country better. Are we going? Do you mean it when you say we want country first, or do we mean let's help them first? Right. That's the whole thing. How can we make them draw back from giving all this money away? Right. These are the questions that I have. You cut what's going on in our country. You cut the Medicaid, Medicare, Section 8, food stamps. You cut all of those things, and then all of a sudden more money is going over to Ukraine and Israel. Okay. What the hell is going on? It's like the wealthy people they don't have no worries at all. And the rest of us keep the money. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't seen no tax hike and no money, no raise, no nothing. Nothing that's going to help us make more money. Nothing that's going to help us live better. Why we can't get somebody to come in and regulate our housing prices, our rental prices? Why we can't get somebody to regulate that? Okay. Regulate housing. Why can't we get some program where every family who actually needs it, if you make X, Y, and Z, you can get food stamps. And if you can get food stamps, because that's the biggest bulk of our money. I know that's socialism. I know that. I know. But we already deal with a mix of capitalism and socialism. We already do. Okay. We already live with that whole program of socialism. I just read you the list of social programs that we already have. So we're already there. We won't 100% be there. We would never be 100% there. Okay. We have a mix. Right. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a mix of socialism and capitalism. Okay. But my thing is we have to make sure that those social programs work for everybody. You can't keep cutting the social program. You can't keep cutting the social programs because most people are not going to make it if you do that. Okay. You cutting Medicare and Medicaid is going to be the first step in making sure that there's people that are homeless that are going to be on the street. Okay. And the worst, what it's going to hit the most is going to hit it's going to hit the red states. It's going to hit the Republican-led states. That's where it's going to hit the most because the blue states supplement the red states. The Democratic states supplement most of the Republican states. Mm-hmm. And so who's going to get hurt the most from these benefits being cut is the Republican states. So I'm like, why y'all vote for your own, you vote against your own interests because Democrats supplement the red state, the Republican states. The Democrats do that. Like the Democrats, like all these states give the government money, give the federal government money. All the states give the federal government money. Just for example, California gives the government 10 eggs. They give them 10 eggs. But the Republican state only give 1 egg. But since they give the government money to distribute, the government gives the California people back 5 eggs. And the other 5 eggs that they give the Republican state 3 eggs instead of the 1 egg that they had already gave. So, what? There are more billionaire Democrats than Republicans. Yeah, well, yeah, there's more billionaire Democrats. Yes, I get all that. That's all it is. All you got to do is look this up. All the states give money to the federal government, and California funds a lot of states. Okay. And the Republican states, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Dakota, those kind of states, they only give 1 egg. California may give 10 eggs. Tennessee might give 1 egg. Okay. So California helps to supplement the Republican states. So does New York, so does Illinois, so does a lot of Democratic states. No, that's all you got to do is look it up, bro. Look it up. Do states supplement other states? That's all you got to do is type it in. Do states supplement other states? Okay. So yes, this thing happens. Okay. But my whole thing is this: we would be in better shape. Those states are going to have a problem. Those blue states, those Republican states are going to have a problem. Donor states. That's all you got to do is look up donor. That's right. Thank you, Duffy. Donor states. DONOR. Donor states. That's it. I don't, there's no proof. I don't need to prove that. You just look it up. I keep telling y'all, I'm just telling you facts. I'm not, just all you got to do is Google stuff. You ain't got to believe me. Just Google it. Okay. Some states pay more than others. Okay. And it just is what it is. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now we have that agreement. But if California, Illinois, New York, or whatever these donor states, if these donor states decided, okay, y'all don't want to, the government, federal government, don't want to give up no money, don't want to give us nothing, then we gonna keep all of our money. And then then there's gonna be some hurt around this country. Okay. Okay. Then there's gonna be hurt around this country. Muslim, you're the one saying show proof. I just told you to type in 2 words: donor states. You act like your fingers is broke. You act like you couldn't figure out that shit. Stop listening to people and type in Google yourself. Okay. So these social safety nets are all over, but they're primarily, they're going to be hit the hardest if they're taking away from the blue states. Okay. Yes, I get that. I do. I get that. Okay. 400 stores. We understand. Okay, here we go. Rainbow. Hello. Did you hear Starbucks? This Rainbow Kid, $5. Thank you, Rainbow Kid. Did you hear Starbucks laid all those people off, closing 400 stores? Yes, I did. People blaming China. No, don't blame China. Blame your president. No one is talking about the 50% Trump tariffs on the coffee. Blame your president. This is what your president has started. This is the kind of shit that's going to start to hit. Okay. This is the kind of stuff that's going to start to hit. Is that these tariffs are upending all of these businesses. Okay. And what did they just do? They just passed that bill, the big, beautiful bill, so they could give rich people money. When people are going to be out of job. Farmers is fucked. The farmers is just fucked. Okay. They just fucked. Okay. Yeah. Starbucks, they just fucked. Starbucks closed this, that, and the third. Yes. Hello, Edward. Hello. Had to do when he come in the office bail. Yeah, when he had to come in and bail the auto industry out. Yes. Banking industry. They spent trillions on these bailouts. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. But they a lot of them is ass out. Who cares about younger workers working in Starbucks? Not all younger workers are the only ones working in Starbucks. But what if those are all 20-some-year-old people, Black America, and they all get laid off? Okay? They all get laid off. Okay? Haven't y'all noticed that the unemployment rate has been ticking up? Why is the unemployment rate ticking up? Because people getting kicked off their jobs. Right. Of course they gave notice. Of course. Who else would we blame for the market? Osmos. Who else would we need to be blaming for the market? Why do people somebody put in the chat, why do businesses lay people off? Why do they lay people off? Somebody please explain that to Osmos. Why do people lay people off? Osmos, people ain't stopped getting packages. Packages ain't stopped going across the country. Packages ain't stopped having to be moved. People still need packages. So if a company that moves packages started laying people off, why did the people getting laid off? When they had 100 people, but now they got to lay off 20 people. Why they got to lay them people off when the packages still keep moving? They had to lay people off because of business got slow, because they didn't have enough business. Why didn't they have enough business? You didn't hear people anticipating these tariffs. Y'all didn't hear the people was anticipating when these tariffs kicked in that they didn't want to hire nobody. They was laying folks off. None of y'all heard nothing about that? Because these tariffs are devastating for people, for farmers. There's whole industries going out the door, finna go down the tubes. Whole industries. Okay. And nobody said it was completely Trump's fault. Nobody said that. But he contributed a lot to that. He contributed a lot to this whole situation. I don't want to say that he was the main factor. I don't want to say you the main factor, but he was the main factor. Yeah, it's the same. Laid off and fired, the same thing. Okay, and it's probably going to get worse. Okay, because food is going to continue to go up. Everything is going to continue to go up. Electronics and video games are going up because of the tariffs. Of course, all this stuff is going up because of the tariffs. This is some people are in denial of this. Ivan, I sometimes, y'all. Sometimes, y'all. I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all. Some of y'all, you need to really get off that track, because some of y'all be on that gay track, and then some of y'all be on this what is this? The immigrant track. You either hate the immigrants, hate the Muslims, hate the gays, hate the transformers. You hate one, two of those. Don't y'all ever be for something? Why is it that everybody against something? Why you don't ever be for something? Right? You got to be for something. You just can't be against something every day. Right? I'm against the gays. Don't nobody give a damn whether you care about the gays. Are you living your life compared to based? Do you walk out the door and then where the gay people? Where the gay people? Where the gay people? Where the gay people? You worry about the gay people. Why you worry about the gay people? You ain't gay. Every time I hear one of y'all talk, you talking about being against something. Oh, I'm against immigrants. I'm against the gays. I'm against the transformers. I'm against. Why you always against something? Why you ain't for something? For something. I'm for helping the homeless, the elderly, poor kids, the veterans. I'm for those things. What are you for? What are you for? And the first one of you yahoos say, oh, I'm for getting rid of the gays. Now I'm done with you. Because the gays don't even bother you. I don't even understand. What are you for? That's how you're supposed to vote. What are you for? Because I heard a lot of people say, oh, the Democrats started liking the gays. Or the Democrats started liking the Transformers. I had to go over to the Republicans because the Democrats started liking the gays. You stop what? You what? What are you for? Stop talking about what you're against. What are you for? And what political party helps you with that, Black America? Families. What political party helps you with that? That's wild. What is that for? I mean, you can't be against everything all the time. You can't be against something all the time. You got to be for something. What the fuck are you living for if you ain't for something? Yes, Duffy, so am I. So Z953, so am I. Dark Omega, we already have socialism already. We already have socialism. What are you talking about? We have about 15 programs right now that are socialism. The police department is socialism. Fire department is socialism. Social Security is socialism. Food stamps is socialism. What are you talking about? It's not horrible. Socialism is Russia. That's total and complete socialism. Most countries are a mixture of social capitalism and socialism. Most countries are. And I don't understand what you're talking about. Now you're against social programs. I said, what are you for? I asked you what you're for. I didn't ask you what you're against. We all know y'all don't like gay people, immigrants, transformers. Some of y'all don't like black people. Some of y'all don't like white people. I know what you don't like. I asked you to put in the chat what you do. What are you for? What do you stand for? Or maybe people don't stand for nothing. I tell everybody every night, I'm for the elderly, our veterans, poor kids, disabled people. 4 things I am for. What are you for? What do you stand up for? Don't give me the bullshit about gay people. Please don't give me the bullshit about that. What are you for? Okay? Because you got to be for something. And for women. And for women. Okay? Some of y'all wild. American God. So God. Yes, American Dark Omega. Yes, they are social programs, sir. That is socialism. That's what social program. That's what they are. They're socialism. Come on, please, 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 please. When I say something, don't believe me. Please look it up on Google. Please look it up on Chat GPT. Please look it on up on things, please. But don't come back here spitting talking points about what it's not when you haven't looked it up, because you haven't looked it up. Please. That's what that means. These are all social programs. Fire department, police department, Social Security, SSI, food stamps, WIC, all that stuff is social programs, sir. It's socialism. And we all have a combination of it. Most countries do. Okay? So when people say, well, you Democrats are socialists, no, we're not socialists. That's not how that works. Okay? That's not how that works. I put in the chat. What did I put in? I put in the chat the link. I got the phone number and I got the link up here. This lady last because this is the truth. This they spend our tax dollars on illegal immigrants. No, they don't spend our tax dollars on illegal immigrants, Ivan. You need to look things up. Please, please look things up. Please, please, please. I've heard the argument about people having getting food stamps X, Y, and Z. All these immigrants. Those are state programs. State programs give the illegal aliens stuff like that. Not the federal government. The state that you live in gives illegal people stuff. When you hear about them getting stuff, that's the state that's doing it. It's illegal for the federal government to give them WIC, food stamps, shelter, all of that stuff. It's illegal for the federal government to do it. It's a state program that is giving them the food stamps, the WIC, the money, da 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 da. Okay, please look it up, please. There's a Democratic Socialist Party in the United States. Let me know what it is, because I damn sure don't want to belong to it. I belong to the regular Democratic Party. I don't know what you talking about. It's not 20 illegal immigrants. It's not 20 million. It's only 13 million illegal immigrants. 13 million. 13 million. Ivan, stop spreading bullshit. You don't have proof. We know that's a lie. Stop saying it. It's only 13 million. You can hear even Fox News with their propaganda ass will say 13 million. And who do you listen to? Only the voices in your head don't work. Okay? You're bullshit. Ivan. Ciao. Come on. There's Google, there's Grok, there's Google search, there's Chat GPT. That's all you gotta do is look it up. That's it. Okay. Hello, Z9, Honk, Ivan, Jessica. Yes. So listen, so it's propaganda, so you listen to what fits your narrative. No, I don't listen to what fits my narrative. I have my own narrative. I just spit the facts. You spitting the propaganda. Maybe you need to look. And I wouldn't even be spitting propaganda if you looked stuff up. If you said, okay, that bitch is lying. This is what I would say. I walked into a room and this chick was talking shit. I'd be like, okay, this bitch is lying. So let me look this shit up. She just said X, Y, and Z. Let me look this shit up. Did you do that? Or you sitting here talking about I'm making a narrative up. Did you do that? Or you just don't want to read? Or you just don't have no, I don't talk like. What are you talking about then? This all you got to do is go look that shit up, bro. What are you talking about? Don't tell me I'm lying and you ain't willing to put your hands on the keyboard and look the shit up. Come on now. Work with me here. Shit, I can't do your damn work. I can't walk to the fucking store for you. Anthony, it's against the law for the federal government to give them food stamps, WIC, and all of that stuff. It's against the law. It's against the federal law. Well, we know they're not supposed to be here, Ivan, but you try to get rid of 13 million freaking people. You try to get rid of 13 million people. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And they're not going anywhere because your daddy Trump got a phone call from X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z, they're not draining our system. They give more to our system than they get out our system. See, you stop. I'm going to stop engaging y'all because y'all don't read. Because if you refuse to look, they done made it so damn simple. You can Google from Google, bro. You can Google from Google, bro. Come on, you can Google from Google. All I'm saying is don't demonize socialism because we already have it here. We want to make it better. We want to make it stronger. You're only as strong as your weakest link. If we got all these people homeless, can't get no food, living on the streets, That don't make America. We one of the richest countries in the world. What the hell? I'm embarrassed when people say shit like that. Oh, y'all got homeless people. How the fuck we got homeless people and we one of the richest countries in the world? How the fuck we got homeless people? We have socialist programs, honk. Socialist programs. That's all we're saying. So one example makes the rule. If I do find what you're asking me to find, I'm asking you to find Jack. I'm asking you to prove what I said was a lie. And I didn't say no lie. I just said you need to look it up. Wait a minute, Black America, I know you didn't say homeless people need to go to jail. Why would homeless people need to go to jail? Why would homeless people need to go to jail? That's just like saying homeless people need to be that what that damn reporter said on Fox News. What? It's called government aid. It's called social programs, dark social programs. Okay. That's what they are. They're social program. That's a mixture of socialism and capitalism. When you have a mixture of social programs and capitalistic behavior, it's called social programs. Okay, Dark. I'm not gonna argue with you. You know what the hell you talking about. You to say something I'm not. Yeah, Black America. Didn't they need to be in jail? Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, hold on, Black America. I'm sorry. They said they can't hear you. Hold on. I forgot to put you on the screen. I'm sorry. Okay. Now start over, Black America. Can y'all hear him now? Keep talking.
Check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Okay.
They hear me?
Yeah, y'all can hear him now? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, Black America.
All right. What I said is they need homeless people that are not working. That is the caveat. Homeless people that are not working, they are usually on drugs. So that will help them go dry up. In jail, they can learn programs, they can learn uh, jobs, they can go through learning and GED and get taught trades and all sorts of things. The
So
people that are crazy,
what if they're mentally ill? But
the
that still
people
don't
that
they
are
still don't need to
the
go to jail
the
though, Black America.
the
That's wild.
the people the people that are crazy, they need to be remanded to jail and or prison, so we don't have the same thing that happened to the little girl on the what was that, the train or the bus where that crazy boy stabbed her.
She was on the train, I
He
think.
where he So those people, they might need to stay incarcerated. I, I'm not for this being too nice to the crazy people, HQ. I'm not for that. If you
You just
have
did you just say they but why would you say
if
they
you
need to
have
go
a
to jail though?
because they need to be somewhere where they cannot hurt others and they can't hurt themselves.
Yeah, but they don't deserve to go to jail. I mean, we need more
It
housing
doesn't
and
matter
we need more housing and
housing for what, so they can live. So Wait a minute. So housing for what? So they can break in your house and do something to you? Really?
Yeah, but just because
No,
it doesn't mean they're
no. Those
criminally.
people they either need to be in jail or they need to be euthanized. They
Euthanized. Did
they
you
should
just say
not
people?
be
Did you
roaming.
just say that homeless people need to be broke off dirt naps? Did you what?
I'm trying to give you a solution.
You just
I'm
said that
trying to give you a
homeless people
solution.
need to get broke off, get killed, or euthanized.
I I I use the word euthanize. Thank you very much. Hey, I
Wow.
wouldn't want anything to happen. I wouldn't want anything to happen to anybody because we're seeing too much of these things happen, and people could. It's actually preventable stuff. It's preventable stuff, but these people aren't locked up. That black dude was locked up 14 times, but they kept letting him out because he was crazy.
Because we don't have
He should have
specific
been.
mental institutions in order for them to be housed. If we had more
Okay,
mental institutions, all of these empty government
so
buildings
HQ.
that we have around the country, we could literally fund these places for these people who have these issues. We could literally do that.
Okay, so why not? Why would we do that and charge extra money when we could euthanize them? If their
Why
family
you
that
keep saying euthanizing people? What? What? Black America, what?
listen, listen, that black gentleman that did that to the little white heifer, he had been in jail 14 times. He had also attacked his mother and his sister. Why was he allowed to be on the street?
We don't have any way, we don't have a specific, we don't have a policy put into place for people who have mental illness to go into facilities because we closed those facilities a long time ago. If we had those facilities, if we had monitoring of medication, if we had more resources than the wow. Wow.
HQ,
You said
it's not
euthanize.
safe.
Oh.
It's not safe for him to be out in public with you. This is me protecting you, and you don't like it. This is the problem. When somebody is trying to protect you, you guys can either say yes or no from the back seat. That's it's not right. And that's once again, that was my whole thing earlier. Me and you are family. You are my family. If something happens to you, it is going to devastate me. So guess what? If this if my protection can't run over you, then what am I gonna do? You want to keep on going into the crazy house like Freddy Krueger mom and get raped by 100 maniacs? It's not okay, HQ.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
said
great.
euthanize the homeless.
I said put them in jail if they're not working. In jail, we will then
Hey,
be
you're
able to assess
violating.
them.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Wait a minute. You're
hold on, hold on,
violating their
hold on, hold on,
rights.
hold on.
You're violating rights.
What rights do dogs have rights?
They ain't dogs in Black America. They not dogs. What are you talking about? What?
Humans are animals, HQ. Humans are animals. We are no different than
Do
a
anybody
dog
got an
or a
argument
sheep.
for this? Because anybody got an argument for this?
It,
I'm
it,
like, what?
it, it, is anybody disagreeing? I can't. I can't see the chat. Is anybody disagreeing with what I'm saying?
I want somebody to come up and disagree with that. What's going on? Or no, somebody call in after he gets done. This is a discussion. He said euthanize. That's wild. That's
If they if
wild,
they don't if they don't want to learn a trade, if they don't want to get off drugs,
right?
if they don't want to learn a trade, then what good are they? They are the weakest link, right? They're a handicap.
But that,
And you keep using that term wrong. HQ, when we use that term, you're only as strong as your weakest link. You know what that means?
what does that?
You cut the weakest link out. You get rid of it. That's what that saying actually means. It doesn't mean you keep trying to work with it and let it keep breaking. You break it off and get rid of it. And you move on. You don't drag a dead body around.
Ouch.
You cut
Yeah,
you
come on,
cut
yeah, come
dead
on the
weight.
panel if you can come on the panel. Come on the panel, Black America, because
All right.
that's a wild
All
stand.
right. I'm
Come on up
I'm
here.
I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna come up. Give me a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Please come up here. Please come up
What?
here.
Did he say euthanize the homeless?
I I Black America reminds me of my uncles. So I got tremendous respect for black. But that
That's
is he gotta be
wild.
trolling. He gotta be trolling. That
Said that.
cannot be real.
What? Wait a minute. What did you just say? What?
HQ, do you know what that sound like?
Woo. What?
When the last time people got euthanized in a mass order like that?
The Nazis.
Thank you. 1930s Germany. That is such a dangerous because then what's the next step? Okay, poor people, violent people, people with felons,
Right.
people who are too poor to work, and we're
Mm.
just gonna euthanize everybody who not working class citizens, and then fuck it, we're gonna euthanize everybody who ain't white. Like that's
Woo.
just such a rabbit hole
Oh,
of
that's just
trauma.
that even kind of scared me when I heard it. I was like, what? What?
That's a trauma mindset. That's a mind that needs some healing. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't understand what you mean, Dark Omega. I don't know what you mean. I see you saying socialist and communist, and those who believe in them have committed more fascist acts than any other. Yeah, this president has committed more fascist acts than anybody else that I know of. I get all that. You just need to watch what he's doing right now, and then you'll see it. But my whole point is that, whoa, I mean, I believe if we hospitalize these people, we can hospitalize these people. Why couldn't we hospitalize these people? I understand where he's going. I understand the mindset. I understand the uh wanting to get people off the street. But you can't ignore you can't ignore their rights. They got rights just like everybody else. You have to follow the law when it comes to them being committed. You just can't do what you want with another human being because they homeless. That's not against the law.
And it's such a mixed package of people who are on the street. You got drug addicts, you got vets, you got disabled people, you got mental ill people, you got people who just down on their luck for the moment, and you got people that just choose to be homeless. California is filled with communities of people who would rather live on the streets, and they actually build communities. So that's
Right.
not a one size fit all type of problem. You got to address the different it's different problems because there's different reasons why people are on the streets. So,
Right.
the people who are vets need their own solution. The people who are suffering from mental health need their own solution. And the
Mm-hmm.
biggest majority of people are drug addicts. And that's a product of big pharma. That's a product of all these opioids. That's a product that was a systematic thing done. So
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
this capitalistic society thrives on having poor people. And I did look up examples of socialism in America, and they went in to say exactly what you said. We have a mixed economy with socialist programs such as SNAP, WIG, yada yada. Exactly what you said. So I don't know what they be in it's bots in the chat.
I said, look it up. I'm not just trying to give you information. I'm not just trying to lie to you. We have we most of us have been born into this system where we have these programs. This is just standard. This is every day. We wake up and we know that we got food stamps. We know we got X, Y, and Z. Right? Take all of that away. Take all of this free stuff away. Take all of the stuff away where you gotta pay for stuff. Where you gotta pay for everybody gotta pay for medical. If you don't have enough money, you can't pay for medical. If people gotta pay for food, they don't get food stamps. They don't get food stamps, they die. They just starve. Take all of these social programs away. There's a reason why we have these social programs so that nobody has to go to school hungry. Nobody has to, you can go to a pantry. You can get food stamps. We have policemen. These are social programs. I don't
HQ,
understand.
why do so many typically Republican and typically white people have a problem with immigrants getting food stamps and getting government assistance, which I can understand if you wasn't able to get government assistance and you needed it and the immigrants was getting it over you. But most white people are the biggest users of government assistance. They government assistance is not being affected by immigrants, but they be mad when they see an immigrant with food stamps and they're in line using food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
That's very weird to me.
Yeah, it's because it's the crab mentality. I don't want to see you doing better than me. I don't want to see, and I'm the white person in this country, and same thing with black people. Black people feel the same way when they see immigrants, black people or white people.
Hmm.
They get irate when they say, "Oh, they giving them food stamps. They giving them immigrants money. They giving them
Yeah,
letting them sit up in hotels and shit like that. What?
it's a
Why I can't get this shit?
It sounds, yeah, it's an entitlement thing. And Pat Jager, racist favorite phrase is per capita, dog. That's a racist favorite phrase. Per capita, per capita. Yeah, white people
Right.
assault children the most out of anybody in the country per capita.
And
Motherfucker,
it's like,
you
look, this country is in abundance. The immigrants are not taking away from you.
and they only consider Mexicans, Haitians, and
Mhm.
Venezuelans immigrants. They never talk about Norwegians. They
They
never
don't know
talk
how many
about
are
the
here.
we got a heavy we got a heavy
Italian, you got
population
a
of
population of
That
Italians,
Italians,
they're putting
Czech.
those out too, though, guys. They're putting those out
You
too,
don't
though,
hear
guys. You
nobody
guys, you
talking
can't
about
be
them people.
you don't hear them talking about it, but you can't be disingenuous about it.
yeah, I'm
It's
good.
been it's been a long running thing that we all know as Americans that Canadians are the most illegal people here in the country.
Yeah,
That's
because
what
they
I was
speak
just
just like
telling
it.
HQ, but
Yeah,
they don't never talk about the Canadian border. They don't
right.
have police. Bro, I live in Michigan. There's nobody at the Canadian border, and that's where most of the drugs come from. Canada, through
Right,
Washington or through Michigan, bro.
right,
And they never talk about the Canadian border. And the
right.
Canadian border is the
But
easiest
see,
way for
but see
terrorists
now,
to get
but
in.
see, but see, but see now you're being disingenuous, bro. And
How?
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me
Why?
tell you why. Because
Y'all hold on.
that for that for many years was my field. I used to take stuff to Flint, Michigan, and what I would pay for $200, I would go over there and sell it for 12 to 1500. It's not so. It's not like that, and it's never been like that. So you can't say that, Ty. Like I said, that's I went to a federal prison for doing those things, bro. Federal.
What you
I wasn't no killer boy, no nothing like
what I say wrong,
that. That they're bringing drugs in from Canada. They're not bringing
bro?
in drugs from
What they bringing in?
Canada. If it is, it's small time. It's small time stuff.
Dude, I live, I
Do
live, I
so.
that's I
So
got people
so
that
check it
still
out.
locked up from bringing in
So
prescription pills. You know how easy it is to get a chick
yeah,
in Canada and get
that's
pills
pres-
and lean.
that's
That's the,
prescription
but
pills,
that's
and
the main drug.
but they're
That's what's
not
been
bringing it
selling
in
more.
by the ton. They're
How
not
much?
bringing it in by the ton. Type this is what could happen.
Mm.
I could take you You come to Vegas, I take you down across the border, right over here where I'm at, right, 4 hours away, and there's 100 pharmacies, and we could go to 100 pharmacies and spend all the money you want, and you could get everything you want. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Across, right, just right across the border, you want tabs, you want Zanny bars, you whatever you want. You're talking about somebody that's bringing in I'm talking about people that's bringing over tons. You
Yeah,
understand?
when you talking
So
about
it's a
that type
huge
of
difference.
when you talking about that type of drug in particular, I agree with you, of course, because that's where that vicinity come from. But what's the biggest boom in drugs over the last 15, 20 years is opioids. It's prescription pills, it's prescription lean, codeine, and all of that stuff, bro. And I'm just saying, people going and getting a lot of shit. They ain't just going to get a prescription or two. They getting jars and jars and jars of whatever they need over
Right.
time and bringing it in. I'm not saying that Canada is pushing dope like Mexico, but it is a problem, and it has been pumping opioids through Michigan and Ohio. Ohio so bad that they gotta have them down things in the bathroom in case somebody overdosing. And the pipeline is from Canada. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm from that way too, bro. And I'm from that way in the 2000s. So that's what our hustle was. It wasn't, them old school drugs. It was pills and lean.
Mm.
And I used to live in San Bernardino. I used to be on that out there. I used to live in Houston, Texas. That was the first place I ever moved was Houston, Texas. I had my first apartment in San Bernardino, California. So
Mm.
I'm tapped
Yeah,
in
yeah,
with that
yeah.
community
Right.
everywhere.
Like I say, and I understand that, but it's just the massive amounts. It's completely different.
Yeah,
It,
because
it
they
it's
grow it and it's a different way.
right.
But that
And
drug that's not been the most prominent and popular drug. So the
Mm.
demand, and you can't go to Mexico to get the most prominent popular drug of the time right now.
well, I mean, so yes, opioids is a huge problem, but um, the whole thing about it is it wouldn't be a problem if people weren't using it. See, that's my problem. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I went to prison, I knew I could not do anything wrong. It's not because prison was horrible, it's because I loved it. I loved prison. And my dad said, if you like something that much, you should not be doing it.
And that's why you could get on here and say they need to euthanize homeless people, bro. That's a trauma mind. That's just
What do you mean trauma? It's not trauma, bro. You don't People have a choice and people have free will. If those people continue to make bad decisions, so once again, I used to breed dogs, right? I gave my
Mhm.
daughter a dog. I gave my daughter a dog one time. And then she was like, Daddy, I don't want the dog no more. So me and the old lady went and picked up the dog. The dog had been by himself eating for too long. So when I bring him to the house and he was still small, he trying to tear up everything in the yard, right? He trying to fight everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got 100-pound razorbacks in my backyard, just ready to tear everything up. So I had to give him away because I couldn't break him from trying to fight with these other dogs. You you sometimes you have to cut the bad things off.
But did you
We
take
as
him in the
black people,
backyard and kill him though?
no, I gave him away. I love dogs. We gave him away. She found the number one, found somebody to give him to. What I'm telling you is, we as black people, we try to hold on to these our people, our cousins, our friends that will never get right and aren't doing better for themselves. And they're always going to be they're going to hold us back as a people. These
Yeah, but
people, we
you
need we
said,
need to cut these people out of
That's
our
a
life.
but
that's a
you said
very
euthanize.
small small percentage of people, bro. It's a common thing because we all kind of come from the same place. For the majority, if you over 30 years old, you pretty much come from the same place. But
Mhm.
most of these kids are being born in the suburbs. The black community, from since I was born in 1990, bro, the black community is doing 50% better now than it was in the 90s. And that's the thing, dude. We got to have empathy for each other because when you understand our history, you can have empathy and love and respect for our
Right.
people. Yeah, everybody not gonna get along to be along, so I don't gotta hang around them all day, but they still need to be some respect for the situation that put them in a circumstance.
And so
And
what happens when they keep on messing up, Tom? What
so
happens
I
when they
mean,
keep
bro,
on continuing
of
messing
course
up?
you do what you can, but you do what you can, but you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know
Right.
what I do, bro? I kick it with my homies. They see me doing good. That's always gonna be an inspiration because no matter what nobody say, black men, young black men in the hood, need to see you doing good to feel like they should emulate that. That's why it was so much dope selling because those were the people who look like they had money. When I
Mhm.
come around and I'm looking good and I'm
And
looking
that's my
clean,
problem.
hold on, and I'm looking clean and I got my Cardis on and I got
Mhm.
my nice ride looking clean and they come and talk to me, I tell them, yeah, bro, the best thing I ever did was get a trade. They ask me where I go. I give them the information. I got my contacts there. Hit them up. Let me know when you hit them up, and I hit them up too, and let them know you my people. And that's
Mhm.
what you do, bro. You don't just stay away and get the fuck on and never come around.
No, that's not what I top bro. You know kind of what I do, bro. You know I'm on the set. You know I'm all that in a bag of chips when it comes to these streets, right? Do you know that? Like
Bro,
I'm
like I said, you like my uncle, bro. You like two
right.
or three of my uncles. Like you can fit
Okay,
right in.
y'all. Yeah, what? You chime in, Nor Ali. Nor, what do you
um,
chime
yeah,
in?
Go ahead.
I get what they saying.
Hold
Brotherly
on.
love. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Brotherly love and stuff like that. I'm from Philly, so
Mhm.
I get it. But it's brotherly slugs. So you can't conflate the two. Um, me and you had a back and forth, but I agree with a lot of stuff that you were saying. But bro, you talk about euthanizing. It's almost like you don't even understand the word that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like you's the one coming up here and saying this, that, the third. Then now after euphanizing, now y'all talking the good. And then back to the conversation that was at hand. The problem that I had with it was um
Yeah.
we keep forgetting about I don't care about politics. I'm Muslim. I said that in the chat.
Mhm.
I'm Muslim. I don't care about politics. We need to go back to God. We know right from wrong, good and evil.
Right.
That's the problem.
Mhm.
We know we had Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had a bunch. They bombed it. We had the Black Panthers. We had the Move movement in Philadelphia and West Philly when they bombed it. We was doing fine when we was doing what we was wanted to do. No politics, no nothing. We are
I
governed. Our
can
listen.
can I
We are
interject?
governed.
Can I interject right there
No,
though?
no, you
Can I
can't.
ask you?
No, no, no.
Can
Real
I
quick,
ask
real
you
quick.
what's the difference
All right.
between now and the difference between then? That's all I want. That's all I want you to answer is what's the difference between now and the difference between then with black men and black women? What is the difference? Go ahead.
The, I don't think it's I don't say it's a difference, but it's a difference with like taking care of ourselves, our own families and stuff like that. The black women and
There
black
you go.
men
So now
thing.
what?
No, no, no. Oh,
So
wait,
now
wait,
what is
wait,
a
wait.
family?
No, no,
What
no,
is a
no.
family?
Cause you put
What
a
is a family?
caveat in there. You put a caveat in there. Thought I was gonna take it. You said black men and black women. I don't have that masculinity, femininity war. You thought you was getting off real quick. You said black women and black men at the end. I addressed your first point. Now you want to have something to say off my first point when you didn't even realize that you said that black women and black men thing. I'm not going through that. What I'm going through is
I absolutely
hold up.
realize I said it. That is the difference. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead though. My
Okay,
bad.
but I don't think that's the difference per se. I think that the difference is, we not even. All right, I'm gonna keep it so real. You probably ain't gonna like it. And I'm gonna keep it so real. Us as a black community, we know who the killers are. We know who the robbers are. We know the guys that's beating up on their wives. We know all these dudes that's your friends, maybe not yours, but in the community altogether. We know exactly who everybody is. And y'all fucking weak ass men. Y'all don't check them niggas. I do. So I'm hold myself accountable first. Y'all don't check them niggas. Y'all be bitching.
Hey,
Y'all,
bro.
I ain't done. Niggas come online acting like philosophers and educators, this, that, the third. And if you was there, y'all niggas move out. Y'all ain't trying to be in the trenches and actually gotta check the fucking drug dealer that you know is selling to your own community. I'm not talking to nobody on the panel. I don't know y'all. When I say y'all, I'm just talking about in general. Because how the fuck we only 13, 15% of the population and we commit over
All
50%
right.
of the crowd
Yeah, you done.
violent crimes?
Respectfully, are you a man?
No,
What you
I
say?
think it's a woman. I think
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
woman.
Are
See what
you a
I'm
man
saying?
or
You
are
see what I'm
you?
saying?
You kind of sound like a stud, but 13% of the population don't commit 50% of the crime. You're done. You
Okay,
talking
okay,
racist,
okay. No,
talking
no, no. Hold,
points.
hold up, hold up, hold up.
That's not the
But this,
truth at
but
all.
I'm not. I'm gonna let you finish. But whether I sound like a woman or not, if the facts is the facts, and that's
Those
one
wasn't
thing.
facts though.
Well,
You didn't say any
no,
facts.
it's actually facts. But this is one thing about our community, because actually, I talk like that
You
because I
still
used to
don't sound
say.
like a man, bro.
Actually, listen,
Yeah,
listen,
that
listen,
that
listen,
that
listen,
was
Hold
listen,
I
on,
horrible.
listen.
got
hold on,
studs on
Noah,
Listen,
hold on.
both.
listen,
Everybody
because
hold on.
listen,
Everybody hold
You
on.
can
Noah,
smell the
hold
because I
on.
was just
Noah,
you
Noah,
can
hold
smell the
on. Hold on.
rubber coming
just
from your
hype.
drawers, man.
Hold on. Dark Omega. What do you have to say on the point? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Dark Omega. You said you was waiting.
All right, so I'm just going to be clear. I really can't say nothing about that community because I'm not a part of the community. Yes, I'm a white dude, so I'm going to keep myself out of that.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir, for being stand up about that. Now I appreciate that.
Now, Ty Pro, what did you have to say?
Well, first of
I
all,
mean, is that fair? Does that mean that
yeah, that's
is
cool,
that
bro.
fair?
You could chime in from a respectful point of view, and I appreciate you making it known where you at before you jump into the convo. So that's love and respect.
I know.
Yeah,
Where did you get this 50% black?
yeah,
50%.
13% of the population do not commit 50% of the crime. But black Americans are more than, I think it's about 62% likely to be arrested for a crime that they did not commit per the FBI. 13% of the population do not commit 50% of the crime. Actually, white males commit more than 50% of the crime. Those statistics are skewed and those are anti-black talking points. If you want to read FBI website, we can read the FBI website. It says that we are arrested for 15%, 50% of the crimes. And out of those 50% of crimes, 50% of those are overturned convictions. We are not convicted for 50% of crimes. We are not 50% of the population.
Cook, top bro, cook.
Only 1% of the black community is incarcerated. And out of that 1%, only half of that 1% is incarcerated for violent crimes per the FBI website.
Not half. I think they said it was like 20% are for
Uh,
violent crimes,
Violent, yeah, it
but
was,
but
yeah.
but but out of the entire black population, I'm gonna put it to you like this: out of the entire black population, the 44, 45 million of us, there are 700,000 black people. That's including men, women, and children incarcerated. Okay, so what Ty Pro said was 100% right. And all you got to do is type in Google how many black people are incarcerated, and it will come right up. Okay. So these are things that are all verified. But HQ, this is the problem when people get on their own side and they start hearing the bad information and disinformation.
This is the
Because
information that we heard from Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was saying
But
50% of
he
the
was a
but
liar.
but but we already know that Charlie Kirk don't like black people, so we can't take what he say with a grain of salt. That's
right.
You can only take that stuff he say with a grain of salt. 700,000 black men, women, and children are in correctional facilities all across this country. It's not it's not millions of it in total it's 1.9 million people in prison. It's
I see what you're doing.
700,000 black people, men, women, and children.
And
You
I
see
I'm
what
see.
I mean?
I see what you're doing. Like you're taking the number that I said, and now you putting it across the whole population. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about within the black community.
what are you talking about then? Because you
What
said
within?
thirteen
Listen,
percent. You said
13%.
13% of the population, not the black community.
What I hope you would have thought that's what I was talking about. But
Well,
I
we
see. No, no, wait, wait,
13%
wait,
of
wait.
the entire
I'm a
population.
preface myself. I'm a preface myself because how you didn't see it, I didn't just. I just realized what my guy was just saying. So you know what I mean. Like now I get it. You know what I mean. Now you know what I'm saying. Within our own community, we see it. The violent crime in our community. I don't give a damn about nobody else's community. Since we just talking about us, it's way more. But now, if you want to talk about per capita, and it's like, white people probably like damn near probably like what 60% now. They're not even that with all the immigrants and all the other people here, this, that, and the third. But I'm talking about our community, bro. What we need to do. We keep worrying about politics. We keep worrying about Democrat, Republican, Independent, this, that, and the third. Charlie Kirk got fucking killed by a white dude. Fuck, we talking about that for? We got our own problems.
I think you the only one that mentioned him. Like I really didn't mention him, but I
No,
understand
before
wholeheartedly
you
what
start
you.
talking, they already said that Charlie Kirk
Yeah,
this that, and the
okay.
third.
Well, my bad for putting that jacket on you. But the whole thing, and I understand wholeheartedly what you're saying, but you also have to realize these drug dealers, killers, gorillas. These
Right.
are people. These are people that make up our community.
I
And for you,
I got a
hold
rebuttal for
on,
that.
hold on 1 second
I
though. And
got
for
you.
you, to come at me, like if I was in the streets and you were to say something to me, it's I got a lake here and I got a whole lot of desert. There's
Right.
nothing that you can do and or say to me because this is my job. And then
My bad. I'm
if you're
disrespecting.
taking if you're taking food out, I got 16 children. You taking food out of my kid's mouth, it's either going to be me or you.
I get it.
And it's going and 100% of the time it's going to be you. So as men, I understand why men don't do that because men aren't going out of their way to harm men. But if me and Tide Pro or me and Omega Dark or whatever the other brother name is, we will